If I walked into your office right now and said, hey, can I see that survey that you distributed? Can I see that evaluation form that you created? What would be your reaction? Would you say to me, well, here you go, Doc. We are so proud of this effort. We asked all the right questions in the right way. The response scales all match the items. The comment boxes that we created are generating deep insights from our people. The instructions draw people in. The results are crystal clear. We know exactly what people are thinking and can take corrective action. And the survey itself is so engaging that people want to fill it out again and again. If you can't say that, that's a problem. There's something wrong. There's something wrong with the items, the way the wording is. Maybe the response scales aren't all matched up with the items. There's something wrong with the instructions. You should have that kind of confidence. You and your team have spent a lot of time creating this survey or this evaluation form. But most people don't say that. The typical response, and I've asked this question now for more than 25 years, hey, can I see your survey? The more typical response is, well, here's our survey, Doc, but we thought this was a great survey, but we didn't get the results that we were expecting. Or, this is a draft and we need to work on this a little bit. That's a problem. And that's a problem that I solve. For 25 years now, I've reviewed and critiqued more than 7,000 surveys across 550 organizations, everything from big Fortune 500 companies down to the smallest entrepreneurial firm at colleges and universities, training organizations, federal and state agencies, anywhere where people are trying to gather feedback from their members, their clients, their customers, their employees. They're trying to gain these insights so that they can take corrective action and understand what's going on with their people. But let me let you in on a little secret. Of those 7,000 surveys I reviewed over the years, they all contain the same errors. Every survey is unique, but the errors within them are the same. So much so that over the years, I've created a 25-item checklist. I call it my 25 criteria standard. And what I do is I take someone's survey that they're working on, either they've administered it or it might be something they haven't ever launched out, and I'll compare it to this 25-item checklist. And to the extent that they address everything on the checklist, then that's a solid survey. It's going to generate huge response rates, accurate information, deep insights. But to the extent that they don't answer those questions, then the opposite is true. And that's mostly what happens. That is, there are missing items off the checklist that if only you resolve those, your survey would be so much better. So I've started a program here, a service called Fix My Survey. I'm asking that you do what so many others have done. Send me your survey in whatever format it is. It might be something you've already administered many times in the past. It might be something you've revised. It might be something that you newly created. Send it to me and I will give it my comprehensive review like I've done for so many other organizations. This is a critical last step that so many people miss. My own surveys I have critiqued against this checklist. I'll take your survey, compare it to the checklist. I'll show you where the gaps are, what's missing. I'll also compare your survey against my 9 principles of feedback. The 9 principles is what I've developed over the past 20 years from gathering more than 6 million data points from people's surveys. And it's cause and effect. To the extent that you address these principles in your survey process and the structure, then you're going to get high response rates, deep, meaningful information. And if you violate these principles, then the opposite is true. So I'll compare your survey with my 9 principles, and I'll show you where the gaps are that need to be addressed. In the Fix My Survey service, I'm also going to do something I've never seen anyone else do. I'm going to do a video critique. I'm going to take your survey line by line on camera and show you the response scales, make suggestions about the labels that you use. Should this be a 4-point or a 5-point scale? Are there any questions that I'm missing? I'm going to go through it line by line, show you where the gaps are, make my suggestions, and then you can take those recommendations to your team or to your organization as well. And then I'll wrap it up with some documentation. I'll put all this into a document that you can share with your team that shows where the gaps are, the impact, the negative impact that's going to come from not addressing these gaps. And then I'll top it off with giving a overall score. This will be a score based on surveys that are similar to your survey in similar industries, just as a reference to see where you stand. I call this service Fix My Survey. but it just means it's that last step that you need to take. It's so critical to have someone review and critique and make sure you're asking all the right questions in the right way. Nothing's been omitted. There's nothing wrong with your response scales. Do that, and you'll have the confidence to administer your evaluation form or your survey. Details are below, and you can order there as well.